coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. You know, I get a lot of questions about approaching women. And I've started getting questions from women about approaching men as well. But the same principles still apply, whether you're male or female, really. You know, but even though most women won't approach men, that's very rare. Doesn't happen as often, you know. But when it comes to approaching people, just people in general, really, this is really bigger than just approaching women. That's how it was for me when I was growing up. It wasn't about approaching women. For me, it was about approaching strangers, people that I didn't know. Now, I know some people that are afraid of strangers. I know some people personally that's like this. People are afraid of being around people that they don't know and people that they're not familiar with. I know a couple people like this. You know, now they might not admit to it, and you might be one of those people too. And it's okay. And I understand why it happens, because you've been raised to be like this. Because your parents might have told you that we don't talk to strangers for whatever reason, because they wanted to protect you. Right? So I get it. I understand how it happens. And what happens is we grow up like that, with that same program that's still going, that we never question. And we get out into the world and we don't approach people for whatever reason. We wait until people approach us. And it doesn't even have to be a person. It could be it could be opportunities. It could be job opportunities. It could be financial opportunities. We're so conditioned at this point as adults. We're so conditioned at the extent where it's like we're automatically waiting on stuff to come to us, because we're so nervous, we're so shy, we're so bashful. So I mean, it's some guys, even some women, are scared to death of approaching or getting outside their comfort zone for almost anything you could probably think of. And I used to be one of those people. I missed out on a lot of opportunities when I was younger, man. You know, I could have been in commercials. I could have probably published a book a long time ago, you know, as a kid. And it's all because I was so shy. I was so bashful, you know. I wasn't outgoing like I wanted to be, you know, as a kid growing up. So I can relate when I get questions like this about approaching women, approaching just people in general, people that you met for the first time. But here's the deal. What I've done is I've trained myself to get used to being around women. I got used to approaching women, approaching strangers. It's like a skill set, like a muscle. It's like riding a bicycle or being an athlete. Once you get used to doing something, it becomes second nature. So when I don't do it, it's like, okay, you know, it bothers me. So I gotta start doing it again. It's kind of like working out, right? I do at least 25 push-ups a day or every other day, right? And if I miss doing my routine push-ups, it bothers me. I don't feel like I feel out of balance, right? So that's a muscle right there. So what I've done is taking that same concept, that same idea, and I applied it to every other area of my life. So it becomes a lifestyle. Yes, it becomes a lifestyle. So when I go to places, wherever I go, I meet people everywhere today. I don't care. You name it. The gas station, Walmart, Target, the restaurant, the event, the conference. It doesn't matter. I talk to people everywhere I go now. I don't necessarily have no intentions of getting a phone number or anything. I just talk to people everywhere I go. So I got used to doing that. So now it's like second nature. It's easy. It's not a big deal anymore. I don't have to get the phone number. I very rarely give my phone number out or exchange phone numbers. I rarely call. I don't call a lot of people very often. I get a lot of phone calls, of course, but I don't call a lot of people very often. I return the phone calls if people call me, of course. But it's not a big deal today because I've done it so many times over the years. So it's like, it's easy. And I've conditioned myself to like to be around attractive, beautiful women. So it's like, it's not a big deal anymore. Like there's some women will say, well, no, not some women, but some people will say, you can't be friends with women. Right? Now, I've had some people told me that. But I say this. If it's up to the women when it comes to you being friends, I would say no, you can't. But if it's left up to the guy, you can, because I put most of it on the guy, because most of the time a lot of these women don't know where they stand with these guys that they call their friends. But me personally, every woman that I call my friend, we talk about our relationship, what it's gonna be, and everything. Whether it's gonna be just friendships, whether it's gonna be business incorporated, or sexually, whatever the case is, we talk about it. There's nothing in the blind, So that's why I say, if it's really on the guy when it comes to being friends with a woman, and I've gotten used to these type of relationships with women over the years, it's not a big deal. Actually, it works out even better in most cases, because a lot of times, a lot of these women will introduce me to other women. So that works out well, Really. So I gotten used to being around women. It's like a lifestyle to me. It's not like, such a big deal the way it used to be. I don't get nervous anymore. I mean, of course, every guy has that little anxiety in the stomach every once in a while. When they see somebody very attractive walk past or whatever. That's pretty normal. That's pretty common. But even still, that you can't let that stop you. And even if I haven't approached anyone directly in a long time, I still know how to do it. You know, I know a lot of guys that's married and they'll get divorced, and when they get back out there and start dating, they say they kind of out of touch, maybe they're a little rusty or whatever, or just don't remember how it used to be, you know. And I tell them, I say, yo, just take baby steps. Just take one thing at a time. And before you know it, they'll say, okay, yeah, I used to do this, I used to do that. And they'll start talking. You just got to get it going. Once you get it going, you start to pick up all your old habits that you used to have back in the day before you got married. So it's like a muscle memory. You don't really forget. You're just not practicing as much as you used to. But at the end of the day, it's all a skill set. That's all it is. Really. And most of my approach anxiety was about me in the past. It didn't really have anything to do with the woman. You know, I mean, look, everybody's not for you. You're not going to hit it off with everybody. Most people are not going to like you. That's just it. It is what it is. You know, you shouldn't have no expectations when you're out and about meeting people. You don't know these people. They don't know you from a can of paint. In most cases. They might have seen you before, but they don't really know you. Yeah, you talk to them and get to know them, and that takes time. And nobody's better than you. You don't have to put anybody on a pedestal. Nobody's better than you because they got a nice job or a nice title, or they drive a fancy car, or live in a certain neighborhood, or they're in a certain family or a certain fraternity, or their parents is in a certain position in the city or the town or society. They're not better than you. That ain't got nothing to do with them in most cases anyway. All that can be taken away overnight. So you don't have to be putting nobody on a pedestal. Really. And I created a whole course about this. And I wrote about this in my book, Love Can't Wait. And if you want to get your hands on that, click the link below this video. And I go into deep details and the psychology behind all of this. And I wrote a book called Magic Words to Bring You Women, where I talk about all the areas of where I've met women and environments where I've met women, and how the environment and your surroundings is just as important as what you should say or what you should not say. So if you want to get your hands on that, again, click the link below this video. Join my Players Club. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. And if you got questions, I got answers. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.